This is the radio itself.
Sergeant First Class Christopher Cianflone is a tech guy.
Solar panels for long days in the sun.
A former radio operator in the infantry, he has a passion for figuring out how things function.
For me, it was something to tinker with. That's something I had always enjoyed. I enjoyed being a mechanic, troubleshooting and fixing things hands-on. So the radio is just something else to do it.
He now works at the Regional Cyber Center at Camp Arifjan, overseeing operations, mostly management. But his hobby, just a short walk away.
For me, it's a nice way of escaping. You know, some people get buried in video games and it's their detachment. Some people go to the gym, it separates them from their daily routines. For me, this is a way of getting outside that wire without ever having to leave it.
Cianflone built this antenna tower and spends his free time making contact with other radio hobbyists.
More than just doomsday preppers, yep.
All over the world. I asked him how it works.
An open wire configuration. In this method, I don't need a baling at the top, 20 meters, 14 megahertz. There's calculations for that. It's 300 divided by whatever frequency you're using. It'll tell you how many meters the wavelength is. You're going to cut that in half.
And it can be a bit complicated.
It just blew my mind, the amount of information that's out there. It wasn't just, oh, you jump on the radio like an old man and talk all day. There's a whole community, and ham radio encompasses everything from satellite communications to HF and everything in between. It's a very big community with a variety of interests.
But it's much more than just a hobby. Cianflone explained if our network went down for any reason, his equipment can ensure that we aren't left in the dark.
It can become very vital very quickly. So we can get messages out well outside of theater. Traditional line-of-sight communications, things that can be broken either through jamming or through physical obstructions. This gets around those. CQ, CQ, CQ. So this is a great way to have as a backhaul communication. In the event that things go really south, we can use this to communicate with tactical units that are in theater as well as outside of theater.
As we become more and more reliant on newer and newer technology, Cianflone keeps his fingers on the dial, knowing just how important an old school approach can become.
If we allow some of these older skills to dissipate, we're seriously hindering ourselves for the future. So if we can find more people who are interested in this and they do it on the side, then it keeps those skills fresh, even if we're not using them. I'm not saying that everybody needs to walk around with an HF radio on their back, but if you get a few guys in a unit who will do it as a hobby, or even wish to just learn about it, keep it in their back pocket, and the leadership is aware of it, I think it's useful.
Reporting for U.S. Army Central.
This is 9 Kilo 2 Whiskey.
From Camp Arifjan, Kuwait. I'm Army Staff Sergeant David Graves.